Can poor choices ruin a Roblox game?
It just basically just became a press a button and win simulator.
How much can a dedicated community take before eventually leaving the game? The Your Bizarre Adventure player base is one of the most massive, loyal bases on the platform. Or that's what I thought watching from the sidelines. I never wanted to fully incorporate myself with YBA because I wanted to venture to other Roblox games and make videos on that. Well, look how that turned out. Anyways, I don't play the game as much anymore, and I slowly started to discover other Roblox JoJo games that could rival YBA or even succeed it. I began to see the flaws of the game I once loved, especially through the lens of other people. Sides of the game I never fully understood, and through other people, multiple videos sprung up about the ever-changing state of the game. However, not in a positive view, in a negative view. And from someone standing on the sidelines, these videos are pretty helpful to give insight on why the player base is sort of falling, it's cracking. A popular video by Legal Adult who complains about kids game, he brings up what I call a sad salad of YBA, a salad made up of poor choices, questionable updates, and a falling fan base. We all secretly wish the game overcomes this challenge, as it did in the past. It's not the first time the game so-called died or changed. There was a time around a year ago where the game lost a significant part of its community just because of the lack of updates. Of course, the game survived that. And in the video I did in this time period, I was completely wrong about the state of the game. It had a massive resurgence. As someone who's trying to be neutral to both sides, I really cannot tell what will happen to the game. History might repeat itself. But moving on, what many of these successful YouTube videos have in common is how in all of them they bring up the competitive updates, whether it's the spec updates or the scary monster update. I got to have a quick chat with my friend Gage, and although he has some controversial opinions about YBA, I do think that hearing what he has to say is very important for this style of video. He's not only banned from YBA, he still loves the game and makes videos about it. So I feel like talking to him and seeing what he has to say would really help me relate to a large part of the community and what they have to say. So I could see that you have a lot of competitive style videos on your channel. Can you tell me how the game changed?
Yeah, pretty much just, went completely downhill ever since, they added Stone Free. Just like everything kind of just went to shit.
Pizza!
The players suck. They all have no brains, so they just like follow whatever they get told.
Okay, wait, hold on. Can you elaborate on that? Like, what do you mean they follow everything they get told?
Bro, like they just like even if it's like misinformation, bro, they just like follow it, bro. Like
Close-minded? Close-minded?
yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Close-minded. Everyone's like so close-minded on everything in that game.
And you believe that
And then-
changed the game, right? Like it altered the game because a lot of the player base is closed-minded?
I've ever seen in my life.
That's probably not gonna stay in the video. Alright, so
Alright.
Gage, I want you to talk more about how the game changed overall, because I've been seeing a lot of YouTube videos, including one of yours, where you and a lot of other YouTubers are talking about how the competitive scene changed. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, pretty much. The reason that the game is terrible now is because they just decide to rework everything that doesn't need a rework. So like boxing, first of all, that did not need a rework. I know people want things to change, but like that was one of the most unneeded changes I've ever seen, and I've been playing the game for like 3 years, so that's something coming from me.
That's
But-
true, and I could say that you're a credible source because you've been playing the game for so long, and you have a lot of like spec showcases and like stand showcases on your channel.
Well, it's not just that. The thing that really like put the nail in the coffin for me was like the Scary Monsters update, because I mean, that stand had a 100-0 combo without even using a spec. It's just press button. It just basically just became a press a button and win simulator. Like it doesn't take skill anymore. The game used to take skill, used to take high IQ plays, and now it just does not.
So like Smash.
Because they just, yeah, pretty much. They just decide to rework everything and then call it a day.
So do you think it's the lack of updates or the fact that the updates are reworking things that shouldn't be reworked?
Well, for a while the game actually did have pretty, frequent updates. the spec reworks definitely were frequent updates because those came out like each 2 months, every 2 months, or like every a month and a half, which was not that bad for the game at the time. But even after all those updates, I do think it just went downhill. But I think the game does have a chance of coming back after seeing like some new leaks about the new update that's coming in the near future. You know, steel ball run's getting reworked. They're adding an actual ranked system with rewards and stuff.
So you think that there's going to be a resurgence?
Sort of, yeah. And content-wise, there's going to be resurgence, but gameplay, I mean, that's not getting changed.
So you have no hope that the gameplay is going to be how it once was?
I have absolutely no hope because the moderation team does not listen to what actual people with brains have to say about the game. Because a lot of the people that play competitive YBA are banned, and since they're banned players, a lot of the times the moderation team just doesn't listen to them because it's actually a really stupid opinion. Like, just because you're banned from the game doesn't mean you don't have an opinion.
That's true. Like, you think everyone should have an opinion,
banned player or not. Yeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I remember in your video you said something about the last good update was the Heaven update. How do you think that compares to now?
I mean, it's not gonna happen again. There's never gonna be an update that has that much hype around it ever again. And the YouTube scene, like I said in one of my videos, like, it's never gonna happen again. Like, a lot of the YouTubers nowadays, like, they came straight from TikTok.
So you think that because of these new gen players that it changes the overall aspect of the game, right?
Yeah, because new players just want brain dead stuff. It's just becoming like every other generic JoJo game out there.
So it's losing like its uniqueness. Like, what made it different?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just press buttons and win now. You used to be actual high IQ plays, and now it doesn't really add up anymore.
I definitely see that, yeah. So you do agree that YBA is changing, right? Like, it's definitely altering in some way.
Oh yeah, but not for the good. Not for the good.
Damn. Okay. Okay. All right, yeah, that's it. This is what many people believe to be the cause to this ever-growing effect. A simple buildup of controversial updates, all culminating into the recent turmoil. For a while now, the player base has been divided, with some enjoying the game still, to others moving on. But for me personally, how I relate to the game never changed, which is great, because I know there are many players out there that feel the same way. And it's good that YBA still has an audience. It's good because when the game eventually turns itself around, it would have an audience there to give it support. I collect pixels, shiny pixels, fat pixels, sexy pixels, anything under the sun I can make a video about. And as I can recall, there has never been an update towards this side of the game that was quote-unquote trash. Did it really change? Is a question I have to ask myself when making this video. It's a question almost as controversial as the updates themselves. For a lot of people, it did change. But what Roblox game didn't change in the last year? And what we looked at today, the recent updates are pretty trash, which can be the cause of your bizarre adventure today. But is this a reason to hate it? Does Logan's wife get passed around like a... Yes, but no, this is not a reason to hate YBA at all. Hopefully YBA makes some better decisions. And hopefully, you guys subscribe.
Ooh, no, I don't get it. Feel like the world ain't been straight in a minute. Nobody's safe and the energy different. I stay to myself, I be minding my business.